News.
It was the sound heard across the valley. Day one of the Blue Angels Air Show is in the books, and tonight the excitement of day two is ramping up. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm Chris Oswalt. The first day of the public air show went off without a hitch. Folks from all over came to watch. We were told that tickets were sold in more than 26 different states. There was plenty of room for fans to find a great spot to watch the dozens or more planes take to the skies. People were able to meet some of the pilots throughout the day after their performances, and there were also cool activities for the kids to play with. We were able to talk with the only female pilot in the show. Her name is Julie Clark, and she says she loves the area.
Well, first of all, we love Idaho Falls because I love the people here. Everybody has been so, and I really mean this, so wonderful from the day we arrived. And we got here on Wednesday to practice because of the high altitude. And we love being here. And with the Blue Angels in town for one more day, we do want to remind you about some traffic issues on I-15 tomorrow. Tomorrow, the southbound lanes will be closed between exit 119 and 135 from 8 in the morning until 6 at night. Northbound lanes will be closed from 8 to 4:30. In addition, the I-15 northbound on-ramp at exit 118 and off-ramp at exit 119 will be closed from 4:30 in the afternoon to 6 at night. There will be detours marked to show you how to get around. For everything traffic, parking, or event related, log on to localnews8.com. The city of Pocatello is gearing up for a construction project this fall. The project will happen at the intersection of Alameda and Jefferson. Raised medians will be built along the road to prevent left turns. The city said this is a safety project. From 2011 to 2015, there were almost 70 accidents at or near that intersection. They hope this will help reduce those.
So there'll be some raised medians installed along Jefferson and then also on the Highline side there. And what that's going to do is it's going to eliminate some of the left turn movements along some roads in there. So from East Alameda turning onto Jefferson, you won't be able to turn left there.
ITD and the city of Pocatello will be paying for the project, which is just shy of $1 million. All right, let's turn things over now to Aaron O'Shaughnessy at the First Alert Weather Wall with a look at an active week for a forecast.
It is, Chris, but I have to tell you, we've had a nice day today, and looking at tomorrow, we're going to see some more of that sunshine. We're not going to see that active weather until we head into the work week, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. Current temperature in Idaho Falls right now, 67 degrees. Not a whole lot of wind activity going on. Humidity sitting around 68%. Looking at tonight, we'll see a low around 48 degrees, winds between 5 and 7 miles per hour. It's going to be a mostly clear night. We're going to see those light winds, and then going into tomorrow, we'll see a high of 88 degrees, and winds are going to pick up. We're going to see winds between 10 and 14 miles per hour, and some places could see wind gusts up to 22 miles per hour. I'll send it back to you, Chris.
All right. Thank you so much, Aaron. We turn to a crime alert now. Communities across Idaho and western Wyoming are being asked to be on the lookout for this man, Gerald Mike Bollinger. He's wanted in connection to a triple homicide out of western Idaho in the town of Caldwell. The Teton County Sheriff's Office spent much of last week searching the area near Pacific Creek campground in the Bridger-Teton National Forest after one of the victim's cars was found there. Then on Thursday, the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office says they responded to a sighting in Swan Valley. Anyone who comes across Bollinger should call 911. In Oneida County, the Sheriff's Office says it has arrested someone responsible for placing credit card skimmers on gas pumps. This happened a couple of months ago. If you think you fell victim, you should contact the Sheriff's Office. Staying with the Crime Watch, we head to central Idaho, where people in Hagerman are mad. Someone late last night vandalized a beloved monument, and not with spray paint or toilet paper, but with a truck. Jeffrey Dada lets the community tell you just how upset they were to find out about this. It is news tonight.
When I was on my way to work this morning,
it breaks your heart.
Going by, I saw everything was tore up and knocked over.
I was really upset.
Someone had apparently had a lot of fun at everyone else's expense.
You live off of I live here in town, and I see people stopped here all the time and checking this out. People really appreciate it. The sheep herding and the sheep industry has been a big part of Hagerman from early in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah. I was immediately irritated and called one of the county sheriff's deputies.
We were able to find the individual that was responsible for this and take him into custody.
You already caught the guy, huh?
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that they were able to find quickly who did this.
I'm pretty ecstatic. I mean, He said within an hour they had found him, so it can't get any better than that.
Right now he's facing malicious injury to property. We won't know the full extent of the charge until we get the estimate on how much damage is done.
It's well over $1,000. Yeah, this is felony level. I couldn't believe that somebody would do this, but it was a lot more damage there than I expected.
You get sick to your stomach when you see something like this.
Yeah, he come right around.
And it's been a great attraction. It's one of the only big attractions that gets stopped by every day. I actually live down here, and it's an important monument to myself.
It'll be rebuilt. We'll have it repaired and have it back in place. Maybe we'll put a bunch of rocks around it so somebody can't do this again.
We turn to the fire watch now and make our first stop 13 miles from the east entrance of Yellowstone National Park, where the June fire is burning, threatening 200 structures right now. The 2,000-acre fire was reported in the June Creek drainage of Shoshone National Forest. 200 structures and residents are threatened by the fire. 2 planes brought in to help suppress the fire have since left. No word on a cause. We stay on the fire watch tonight and move near the Idaho and Utah border to Etna, Utah. Homes, farms, and ranches have been evacuated as crews battle the fire. The fire is not contained, and crews have not released an estimate on the number of people evacuated. This cause is also unknown. In north central Idaho, people living near Cascade are being told to prepare for an evacuation as the Missouri fire burns in the steep terrain between Yellow Pine and Edwardsburg. About 300 personnel are assigned to the lightning-caused blaze. This one started on July 15th. The risk of a wildfire breaking out in our hot and dry conditions is high. It's why the Bureau of Land Management has raised the danger too high for the Salmon Chalice National Forest. Forest officials are asking the public to be extremely careful when camping and to remember that it is your job and responsibility to properly maintain and extinguish all campfires. Now to Washington, and President Trump trying to shift the attention back to his agenda tonight. This after a shakeup of his communications team and a storm of tweets aimed at the media amidst an ongoing scandal. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Herr with our Washington Watch coverage.
May God bless and guide this warship and all who shall sail in her.
President Trump sailing ahead with his message to rebuild our nation's military with the commissioning of the aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald Ford, as he tries to right the ship among his staff.
Thank you.
The commander-in-chief naming a new communications director, former Wall Street executive Anthony Scaramucci, who wasn't always on board the Trump train, once calling him a hack.
I personally apologize for the 50th time. I love the president.
And thanking former White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer following his resignation, saying Sean Spicer is a wonderful person who took tremendous abuse from the fake news media, but his future is bright. The message among a hail of early morning tweets, another one aimed at the Washington Post, their bombshell report that U.S. intelligence intercepted phone calls from the Russian ambassador last year, reporting discussions with Jeff Sessions about the campaign. Sessions has denied these talks took place. Trump's reaction, quote, these illegal leaks like Comey's must stop. Sessions was already in trouble with Trump. Days ago, the president expressed his frustration at Sessions' decision to recuse himself from the Russia probe, telling the New York Times, had he known, he would have picked somebody else to be Attorney General.
He's not afraid to throw loyalists under the bus.
Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Covering education now, the State Board of Education could take another look at tightening up Idaho's growing dual credit program. Idaho Education News reports the board will consider limiting the taxpayer-funded program to courses that will position high school students for college. The Advanced Opportunities Program provides each high school student with a more than $4,000 line of credit to enroll in college-level dual credit classes. We are now less than a month away from the total solar eclipse coming to Idaho, but one network morning show has forgotten us altogether. See the oops making headlines. Also ahead tonight, sandbox sickness. Are they really safe for your kids? I'll tell you what research is saying.
And it was a nice day today, but thunderstorms could be on its way. I'll tell you about it coming up.
And taking a live look over Idaho roadways tonight. When we come back, find out how some law enforcement agencies are using a creative crackdown on texting drivers.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is in full swing.
Shovel, brick pavers,
Fence post.
concrete.
We're good.
And wood for my castle.
We got it.
And a slide and a drawbridge.
Take on summer right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now with summer's hottest offer on Ford F-150. Get 0% for 60 months plus an additional $1,000 on top of your trade-in. Or get up to $96.20 in total savings on a built Ford Tough F-150. Only at your local Ford stores.
If you have a Wi-Fi, here's the Wi-Fi you've been waiting for. Introducing new and improved Cable One Internet, now with Wi-Fi One. The first advanced Wi-Fi from Cable One. Wi-Fi One is so powerful it extends Wi-Fi throughout your home. So you get whole home Wi-Fi coverage without buffering. It's satisfaction guaranteed. New Wi-Fi One from Cable One. It's Wi-Fi that's everywhere you are.
Enjoy music in the park every Thursday this summer until August 10th at the American Falls City Park. Showtimes from 6 to 8 p.m. It's free to the public and a great time for you and your whole family. For more information on music in the park, call 221-0732.
We do anything for kids.
Thanks for helping us.
Yet 1 in 5 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
New tonight, a health alert for anyone with kids. The sandbox your child loves to play in can be full of nastiness. Raccoons, feral cats, and other animals like to use sandboxes as litter boxes, and the bacteria that they leave behind can be passed on to your child. Experts say if your child plays in a public sandbox, it is important to make sure they wash their hands and, of course, use good hygiene. Tonight, as more states crack down on texting and driving, law enforcement is getting creative on its crackdown methods. The Iowa State Patrol says troopers will soon be hiding in areas that you wouldn't expect, dressed in plain clothes, to crack down. Catching a texting driver in the act is hard. Deputies will be riding in SUVs to crack down. Idaho State Police have partnered with local law enforcement for a similar crackdown. Planning a trip anytime soon? Expect to pay more to fill up. Coming up, the rising price of gas. Also ahead at 10, cashing in and staying cool. Tonight, tips on saving money in the midst of air conditioning season.
Skycam Network is sponsored by Jiffy Lube. Visit jiffylubeIdaho.com for locations and special offers. Half of the home sales in our market are by a Keller Williams Realty East Idaho agent. Contact Jim at jimwindmiller.com.
Buddy and Bell want me to remind you that Teton Toyota has a team of humans ready to help even before you visit the dealership. Shopping from home for a new certified or used vehicle, it's never been easier. Our entire inventory is available to view online 24/7. But if you're not finding the exact vehicle you want, our sales representatives can assist you. Our team can be reached however you like, by phone, email, or even live chat. It's always no problem at Teton Toyota.
It's not just a suit anymore, it's a mind change. I see what I can become. It's powerful.
This July, bring your gently used professional attire to Men's Warehouse and we'll donate it to men re-entering the workforce.
Give a suit, change a life.
I like Oreo. I love mint Oreo. Chocolate chip cookie dough. Chocolate extreme.
This Thursday, July 27th, is Miracle Treat Day at participating DQ locations. Eat dessert first. Buy a Blizzard treat and $1 or more will go to support your local Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
Back now with a story from the Eclipse 2017 watch. Take a look at this map showing the eclipse path. Notice anything? Maybe? Where's Idaho? NBC's Today Show created this map earlier this week, and even though it shows the eclipse path going through Idaho, the gem state isn't marked. The map has taken off on social media with people calling out the Today Show, some even saying it's a good thing and will help keep the crowds away. 500,000 people are expected to be here for the August 21st event. If you are planning on leaving town to avoid the eclipse crowds, you can expect to pay more when you fill up your car. This begins tonight's Your Money coverage. AAA says it expects that there'll be a spike next week, and that increase will continue through Labor Day. The organization says that higher summer demand will drive this spike. Gas prices have been down much of the year, according to AAA. Sticking with your money and the heat. tonight, we know just how hard your air conditioner is working. It's likely costing us all some money.
Yeah, that's true. But did you know that there are ways to save and you can do it without having to turn off your air conditioner? Here's ABC's Jana Norman.
Tonight, the temptation to crank up the AC, hard to resist. Washington, D.C. resident Luke Lodner is beating the heat without breaking the bank.
So just over $40 for your electric bill, middle of the summer, not too bad?
No, it's pretty good.
Over the last 2 years, he's cut his bill in half. Rule 1, temperature matters. Raising your thermostat just 1 degree can lower your bill up to 6%.
I don't mind a warm house. Other people like it cooler, so I have to take that into consideration.
And take care of your system. Lodner changes his filter and cleans the coils on his AC regularly. That prevents clogging and inefficiencies that can raise your utility bill. Experts also recommend replace your old thermostat with a smart one that can monitor heating and cooling habits and turn off when not needed. And it may sound simple, but using a fan not only makes a room feel 10 degrees cooler, but it uses 10% less energy than an air conditioner.
One more thing you can do at home is check your rate. 20 states allow consumers to shop around to make sure you're getting the best price on electricity. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Pretty sure that my air conditioner is like set at 65 because I like my room freezing when I sleep. So that's some good.
I know, so do I. It's nice. It's hot outside, but then when you go to bed, you want it to be pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Anyways, our air conditioners aren't the only thing getting burnt out by the heat. You could be too.
Yeah, Aaron, research now finds there is a such thing as summertime seasonal affective disorder, also known as SAD. It's estimated that 20 million Americans will struggle with the summer version of it. There are a variety of reasons this can happen. A big cause is money. Vacations are expensive. But the biggest reason is the elongated days throws us off typical schedules. The key is to avoiding it is sticking to your normal routine.
One of the things that keeps us going every day is our schedule. You know, what do I have to do right now? And so that's an automatic antidepressant. You know, it's important that you have obligations.
Experts say anyone concerned about being depressed is encouraged to reach out for help. But here's the cool thing, if it's just a minor case of blues, just find something you enjoy and make a routine out of it. Because we've got a lot of heat coming into the forecast, but we've got some cool weather too.
We do. We have a good mix. So we're going to see, let's go ahead and take a look at our wind graphic right now. Things are pretty calm, but we're going to see some wind activity picking up because there is a low pressure system moving into the area tomorrow. And what that's going to do is that is going to increase those wind gusts. So some places are going to see wind gusts up to 22 miles per hour. But in the meantime, let's see what we're working with right now. Idaho Falls and Rexburg, we're not seeing a whole lot of wind activity. Malad around 2 miles per hour, Montpelier 10, Mackay 3, and Chalice 8. Like I said, tomorrow with that low pressure system that is going to be skipping across northern Idaho, that is going to contribute to some wind gusts along with some dry thunderstorm activity. Taking a look at some of our lows for tonight and highs for tomorrow. Preston's going to see a low of 56, Soda Springs 45, Montpelier 52. Highs for tomorrow are going to range anywhere from those low 80s and get up into the mid to high 80s and even into the 90s. Jackson's going to see a high of 85 tomorrow, Driggs 96, Island Park 84, St. Anthony 89. Lows for tonight are going to range from those low 40s up into the mid 50s. And turning to Arco's going to see a high of 84 tomorrow, Mackay 86, Chalice 94. Lows for tonight, Stanley's going to see a low of 41 and Salmon 48. Finishing things up here in the Snake River Plain, Pocatello will see a high of 94 tomorrow, INL 94 as well, Rigby 88. Lows for tonight, Aberdeen's going to see a low of 52, American Falls 57, and Burley 55. Turning to our first alert Vipercast around 11 p.m. tonight, we're going to see clear skies. We're not going to see a whole lot of activity going into tomorrow. That low pressure system is going to contribute to those higher wind gusts. Along with that, some isolated dry thunderstorms, and that is going to continue through Monday. Now, Tuesday is when we're going to start to see some activity. We're going to see some rain showers and we're going to see some thunderstorm activity, and that pattern could continue through Thursday for many places across the region. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Starting in Idaho Falls, we're going to see a high of 88 tomorrow. Potential for some thunderstorm activity Tuesday through Thursday. Next Saturday and Sunday, though, that sunshine will be back out. And taking a look at Rexburg, a high of 81 on Tuesday. A 40% chance that we're going to see some thunderstorm activity next Saturday and Sunday, though. Things will clear up. We're going to see those highs and those low 90s. Lows for Rexburg this week are going to stay in those mid to high 50s. Turning to Pocatello, high of 93 on Monday. Potential for some afternoon thunderstorm activity, and then again that activity, we're going to see that active weather continue through Thursday. Next Saturday and Sunday, though, that sunshine will be back out. And taking a look at Jackson, a high of 78 on Tuesday. 20% chance we'll see some thunderstorm activity. Next Saturday and Sunday, we'll see some sunshine. Lows are going to stay in those upper 40s and 50s. Finish things up here in Salmon with a high of 89 on Friday. Next Saturday and Sunday, nice clear skies. And then looking at this immediate Monday and Tuesday, potential for some active weather. Now, our thunderstorms here are mild compared to what many across the country are dealing with. Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin especially have been hit hard. Powerful storm sweeping, massive rains, along with them splitting tree trunks and downing trees, flood waters blocking roads. The Pecatonia River in Wisconsin has risen over 13 feet and is expected to add another few feet before cresting.
Incredible images to think that we just saw flooding like that in our area just a matter of weeks ago. It's
right, I know. It is, yeah. The weather that we've seen here, the crazy winter and then flooding and then the heat. Yeah,
We've had it all. All right, thanks, Aaron. Still ahead on the News at 10, the Gate City Grays try to continue their winning ways. Jeff Landers has the highlights. It's time for Sportsline.
Digital 8.3, Channel 19 on Cable 1, Channel 16 in Jackson, Wyoming, and Channel 9 on DirecTV.
Know exactly what is happening with the weather. A forecast built with you in mind. The Local News 8 First Alert app is here to help you. Download it today.
Moving now into West Jefferson County, also a good band moving.
A state disaster declaration is already in effect.
This is a local forecast done by the people who know your weather best.
Trust the First Alert weather team. We track the beautiful weather and those scattered thunderstorms.
The First Alert app, sponsored in part by Premier Dental Care.
Toyota presents the sensations of summer. The perfect cars, trucks, and SUVs to get you to your favorite destinations. Like Camry, blending great looks, performance, and technology with outstanding safety features as standard equipment. Add in Toyota Care, Toyota's no-cost maintenance plan, along with these great limited offers, and you'll see why we call it sensational. So come drive America's favorite car for yourself at your local Toyota dealer today, or shop online anytime. Toyota, let's go places.
Local News 8 Sportsline is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers. And now, Sportsline.
The summer baseball season can be a long one, and the Gate City Grays have to balance both the long season as well as everyday life. Julia Cox has the story.
Batting second, left fielder number 3, K.C. Quall.
We love baseball, plain and simple. We play it for the game. We don't get paid. We love baseball.
Playing for the Gate City Grays brings the meaning of a love for the game to a whole nother level.
It's tough. You got to find time, and you know that cliche saying, for the important things you will find time, but I don't know, it's day by day.
Finding time to play on top of working a full-time job is what many of the Grays players do.
Some of these guys got to be there at 6, so they got to get up at 5, getting 4 hours of sleep. It gets rough for us.
It can be pretty exhausting sometimes, but at the end of the day, you look back and you realize that it was all worth it. You know, whatever you have to do to play baseball. You know, if you have to give up a little bit of sleep, then so be it.
Some are even balancing work and family life.
So I have a 10-year-old boy, an 8-year-old boy, and a almost 2-year-old boy. So, and then my wife is pregnant with our 4th, and she should be due sometime in early November.
Brendan Hamill works for City Hospital South in Blackfoot, and even with 3 kids and 1 on the way, he still manages to find time to play for the Grays.
As with all things in life, it's ordered chaos is really what it is. Trying to make sure that, you know, I get off in enough time to get here, that my wife, maybe it's a day where she's working more, and then I have to wait for her to get home. But we find neighbors around and young kids that are willing to babysit, and we make it work.
Many of the Grays work for local businesses, and many of those local businesses are willing to work with the players' schedules so that they can play for the summer.
It's very important. It just shows how baseball's kind of grown in this town, that some businesses are willing to let us go to come play a game that we're not getting paid to do. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, the Grays host Hiram tonight at Hallowell Park. Grays have won 14 of their past 15 games. Start in the top of the first. Good start for Cito Cabrera. He tells Casey Qualls to take a seat. The strikeout on an inside fastball. Now the Grays trying to get something going with 2 outs. Brendan Hamill bloops it into right field. That allows Braden Libby to go from first to third, but the Grays strand both of them on base. Top 2, Gate City with some defense. Danny Brescia with the nice backhander deep in the hole at short, fires to first for the out on Angel Burrito. That's Angel Burrito to the 4th inning. Hiram giving some run support to Cabrera. Tyrell Hubbard drives it to right center. Hamill's in right, but he can't make the catch. 2 runs will score on the error. The Hornets go up 3-0. And then Jesus Acosta will smoke a double to the left center field gap. That ball's going to the wall. 2 more runs will score to give Hiram a 6-0 lead. Now Gate City stormed back to win it 11-10 with a walk-off in the bottom of the 8th. All of that happened, of course, as I was driving back to Idaho Falls from Pocatello. To the Pioneer League, the Idaho Falls Chuckers looking to win the season series against Helena. They can do that with a victory tonight in Montana's capital. It's currently 11-2, Chuckers in the 9th, so it looks like they'll get that done. To the American Legion ranks, the Pocatello Razorbacks beat the Idaho Falls Grizz 13-3 in 5 innings for the Area C Single A Championship. Today, that game was in Twin Falls. Both the Razorbacks and the Grizz will head to state next week. That's going to do it for Sportsline. We'll be right back.
People love prime rib steak and burritos smothered in sauce. Wait, what if I put them together? Homestyle potatoes with prime rib steak and eggs, all smothered in a white cheese sauce with a smoky chipotle drizzle. I'll call it the prime rib steak smothered burrito. Boom. Someone got that, right?
Prime rib steak, eggs, white cheese sauce. You call it the prime rib steak smothered burrito. Boom.
Good work, everyone.
Another winner.
Introducing smothered burritos with prime rib steak or classic sausage and bacon. New to my Brunchless menu.
Make your Great American Solar Eclipse party one to remember with Eclipse t-shirts. Every time you put it on, you'll remember this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Go to localnews8.com today and order your t-shirts for the whole family.
Political newcomer Tommy Alquist says he will slash
$100 million. $100 million.
Tommy Alquist says he will cut $100 million from Idaho's budget
within his first 100 days in office.
How? Eliminate wasteful spending. Tommy Alquist will ensure state employees' health insurance is self-funded, saving taxpayers $60 million in the first 3 years alone. That's why we need Dr. Tommy Alquist. New ideas, fresh approach, a conservative blueprint to build an even better Idaho.
Philmeter Subaru has experienced record sales of new Subarus, which means record trade-ins. Everything from late model Subarus to pre-owned Chevys, Nissans, Jeeps, Dodge, and Hondas. Just about anything, import or domestic, is available now at Philmeter Subaru. Your best deal on a pre-owned vehicle is right now at Philmeter Subaru in Pocatello. Idaho's car from Idaho's dealer, Philmeter Subaru in Pocatello.
Before we go tonight, it is a story of an unwelcome guest and a stinky surprise. It happened on a Saturday afternoon to Max Breeder, the Upper Cache Creek Drive homeowner in Jackson. He told the Jackson Hole News and Guide his dog would not stop barking. When he went to investigate, the dog was barking because a bear had walked in through an open door. Breeder says the bear walked into the living room and relieved itself twice on the floor. No one was hurt. So the question is, how steamy will it get?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, it's not going to get as steamy as it has been in the past couple weeks, but it's still going to be warm out there. We're going to see temperatures in those upper 80s and low 90s, and we could see some thunderstorm activity as we head into the work week.
So Mother Nature's about to relieve us.
Yes, yes.
With water.
Yeah.
Not with the bear left behind. We'll be back tomorrow. See you later, guys.
Have a news story or a tip? Call us today.
If you're planning a party, let Wingers cater it with our world-famous wings, sticky fingers, salads, and more. It'll be freaking amazing.
Okay, the reason why I asked you guys out to brunch today is because I've been doing some thinking about who should be my maid of honor.
Oh my God, this is it? Oh.
First of all, I love you both so much, and you're both so important to me.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. Who is it?
Well, I was thinking that maybe we could come up with a system where we trade off being maid of honor for each other. Like, hypothetically, if Phoebe were mine...
Yes! Oh! Hypothetically.
Still. If Phoebe were my maid of honor, Rachel would be Phoebe's, I would be Rachel's. That way we all get to do it once and no one would get upset.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I'll do that. So who gets to be yours? Well, that's the best part. You guys get to decide.
Why is that the best part?
Because then I don't have to.
Well, of course.